My message is that we'll be watching you. This is all wrong. I shouldn't be up here. I should be back in school on the other side of the ocean. Yet you all come to us young people for hope. How dare you? You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words, and yet I'm one of the lucky ones. People are suffering, people are dying, entire ecosystems are collapsing. We are in the beginning of a mass extinction, and all you can talk about is money and fairy tales of eternal economic growth. How dare you? For more than 30 years, the science has been crystal clear. How dare you continue to look away and come here saying that you are doing enough when the politics and solutions needed are still nowhere in sight? You say you hear us and that you understand the urgency. But no matter how sad and angry I am, I do not want to believe that. Because if you really understood the situation and still kept on failing to act, then you would be evil, and that I refuse to believe. The popular idea of cutting our emissions in half in 10 years only gives us a 50% chance of staying below 1.5 degrees and the risk of setting off irreversible chain reactions beyond human control. 50% may be acceptable to you, but those numbers do not include tipping points, most feedback loops, additional warming hidden by toxic air pollution, or the aspects of equity and climate justice. They also rely on my generation sucking hundreds of billions of tons of your CO2 out of the air with technologies that barely exist. So a 50% risk is simply not acceptable to us, we who have to live with the consequences. You are failing us, but the young people are starting to understand your betrayal. The eyes of all future generations are upon you. And if you choose to fail us, I say we will never forgive you. The world is waking up, and change is coming whether you like it or not. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Severin Suzuki, speaking for ECHO, the Environmental Children's Organization. We're a group of 12 and 13-year-olds trying to make a difference. Vanessa Seti, Morgan Geisler, Michelle Quigg, and me. We've raised all the money to come here ourselves, to come 5,000 miles to tell you adults you must change your ways. Coming up here today, I have no hidden agenda. I am fighting for my future. Losing my future is not like losing an election or a few points on the stock market. I am here to speak for all generations to come. I am here to speak on behalf of the starving children around the world whose cries go unheard. I am here to speak for the countless animals dying across this planet because they have nowhere left to go. I am afraid to go out in the sun now because of the holes in our ozone. I am afraid to breathe the air because I don't know what chemicals are in it. I used to go fishing in Vancouver, my home, with my dad, until just a few years ago we found the fish full of cancers. And now we hear of animals and plants going extinct, every day vanishing forever. In my life, I have dreamt of seeing the great herds of wild animals, jungles and rainforests full of birds and butterflies. But now I wonder if they will even exist for my children to see. Did you have to worry of these things when you were my age? All this is happening before our eyes, and yet we act as if we have all the time we want and all the solutions. I'm only a child, and I don't have all the solutions. But I want you to realize, neither do you. You don't know how to fix the holes in our ozone layer. You don't know how to bring the salmon back up a dead stream. You don't know how to bring back an animal now extinct. And you can't bring back the forest that once grew where there is now a desert. If you don't know how to fix it, please stop breaking it. Here, you may be delegates of your governments, business people, organizers, reporters, or politicians, but really, your mothers and fathers, sisters and brothers, aunts and uncles, and all of you are someone's child. I'm only a child, yet I know we are all part of a family, 5 billion strong, in fact 30 million species strong, and borders and governments will never change that. I'm only a child, yet I know we are all in this together and should act as one single world towards one single goal. In my anger, I am not blind, and in my fear, I am not afraid of telling the world how I feel. In my country, we make so much waste. We buy and throw away, and yet northern countries will not share with the needy. Even when we have more than enough, we are afraid to share. We are afraid to let go of some of our wealth. In Canada, we live the privileged life, with plenty of food, water, and shelter. We have watches, bicycles, computers, and television sets. The list could go on for 2 days. 2 days ago, here in Brazil, we were shocked when we spent time with some children living on the streets. This is what one child told us. I wish I was rich. And if I were, I would give all the street children food, clothes, medicines, shelter, and love and affection. If a child on the streets who has nothing is willing to share, why are we who have everything still so greedy? I can't stop thinking that these are children my own age, that it makes a tremendous difference where you are born. That I could be one of those children living in the favelas of Rio. I could be a child starving in Somalia, or a victim of war in the Middle East, or a beggar in India. I am only a child, yet I know if all the money spent on war was spent on finding environmental answers, ending poverty, and finding treaties, what a wonderful place this earth would be. At school, even in kindergarten, you teach us how to behave in the world. You teach us not to fight with others, to work things out, to respect others, to clean up our mess, not to hurt other creatures, to share, not be greedy. Then why do you go out and do the things you tell us not to do? Do not forget why you are attending these conferences, who you're doing this for. We are your own children. You are deciding what kind of world we are growing up in. Parents should be able to comfort their children by saying, everything's going to be all right. It's not the end of the world, and we're doing the best we can. But I don't think you can say that to us anymore. Are we even on your list of priorities? My dad always says, you are what you do, not what you say. Well, what you do makes me cry at night. You grown-ups say you love us, but I challenge you, please, make your actions reflect your words. Thank you.
Ho visto cose sconvolgenti che mi hanno fatto capire che non viviamo più nell'incontaminato giardino dell'Eden. Siamo già nel secondo pannello, che Bosch definì l'umanità alla vigilia del diluvio. La prospettiva più agghiacciante è rappresentata dall'ultimo pannello, con le nubi nere che si addensano nel cielo. Raffigura un pianeta che l'umanità ha ridotto in cenere. Riusciremo a cambiare rotta prima che sia troppo tardi? Se fosse un film, potremmo riscrivere il finale della sceneggiatura, immaginando una possibile via di fuga. Ma la vita reale funziona diversamente. E nessuno può prevedere con certezza che cosa accadrà. L'unica cosa che possiamo fare è controllare le nostre azioni future. Cambiare stile di vita. Moderare i consumi. Partecipare alla vita pubblica. E usare il voto per comunicare ai nostri politici che siamo a conoscenza della verità sui cambiamenti climatici.
L'ultimo relatore di questa giornata è il premio Oscar come miglior attore, nonché ambasciatore di pace delle Nazioni Unite, signor Leonardo DiCaprio.
La ringrazio, signor segretario generale, per l'onore che mi ha riservato. E ringrazio gli illustri esperti di climatologia riuniti qui oggi per fornirci risposte concrete. Nel mio ruolo di ambasciatore di pace, ho viaggiato in tutto il mondo negli ultimi 2 anni. Ho visto una città come Pechino soffocata dall'inquinamento, antiche foreste boreali in Canada completamente distrutte e foreste pluviali in Indonesia ridotte in cenere. In India ho visto raccolti sommersi da un'inondazione e in America il livello del mare innalzarsi fino a invadere le strade di Miami. In Groenlandia e in Artide gli antichi ghiacciai stanno rapidamente scomparendo, ben prima rispetto alle previsioni scientifiche. Tutto ciò che ho osservato e che ho imparato nel corso del mio viaggio non ha fatto che aumentare i miei timori. Penso alla vergogna che proveremo quando i nostri figli e i nostri nipoti capiranno che noi avevamo la possibilità di fermare questo scempio, ma che semplicemente non c'era la volontà politica di farlo. Sì, abbiamo raggiunto l'accordo di Parigi. Mai era accaduto nella storia dell'umanità che così tanti paesi si riunissero intorno a una stessa causa comune. E questo ci fa ben sperare. Tuttavia, la scienza ci dimostra che non è sufficiente. Serve un cambiamento radicale e immediato. Bisogna far nascere una nuova coscienza collettiva. L'umanità deve conoscere una seconda evoluzione e il tempo a nostra disposizione non è molto. Tutti noi dobbiamo ricordarlo. Non dobbiamo adagiarci sugli allori. Tutto sarà inutile se i leader mondiali torneranno nei loro paesi senza mettere in pratica le promesse contenute in questo storico accordo. Dopo 21 anni di dibattiti e di conferenze, è il momento di mettere da parte le reticenze, le scuse, le infinite ricerche, i tentativi da parte delle industrie petrolifere di condizionare la scienza e le scelte politiche che incidono sul nostro futuro. Il pianeta conta su di noi. Le future generazioni potranno lodarci oppure denigrarci. Noi rappresentiamo l'ultima speranza della Terra. È nostro dovere proteggerla, o per noi e per tutte le forme di vita che amiamo. È la fine.